Compensation, does it matter? Or so what? Why should you care about compensation? Maybe because you and your find that life goes more smoothly when there is at least as much money coming in as going out. Maybe you would like to solve the mystery of why you are someone you know gets paid the way they do. Maybe you are curious, too, about people in the news and their pay. And why they earned a lot of money. Compensation, how people view compensation affects how they behave. It does not mean the same thing to everyone. Your view probably differs, depending on whether you look at compensation from perspective of member of society, a stockholder, a manager, or an employee. Society, some people see pay as a measure of justice. For example, a comparison of earning between men and women highlights what many consider inequities in pay decision. Benefits given as part of equity or justice in society. Stockholders are also interested in how employees are paid. Stockholders have a particular interest in executive pay. To the degree that the interests of executives are aligned with those shareholders, e.g., by paying executives on the basis of company performance measures such as shareholder return, the hope is that company performance will be higher. For managers, compensation influences their success in two ways. First, it is major expense. Competitive pressures, both global and local, force managers to consider the affordability of their compensation decision. Labor costs can account for more than 50% of the total costs. But in some industries, such as finance or professional services, and in education and government, this figure is even higher. Employee, the pay individuals receive in return for the work they perform is usually the major source of their financial security. Hence, pay plays a vital role in a person's economic and social well-being. Employees may see compensation as a return in an exchange between their employer and themselves, an entitlement for being an employee of the company, or as a reward for a job well done. Describing pay as a reward may sound far-fetched to anyone who has reluctantly rolled out of bed to go to work. Incentives and sorting effects of pay on employers' behaviors. Pay can influence employee motivation and behavior in two ways. First, and perhaps most obvious, pay can affect the motivational intensity, direction, and persistence of current employees. Motivation, together with the employee ability and work/organizational design, which can help or hinder employee performance, determines employee behaviors such as performance. We will refer to this effect of pay as an incentive effect, the degree to which pay influences individual and aggregate motivation among the employees we have at any point in time. Global views. Vive la difference. In English, compensation means something that counterbalances, offsets, or make up something else. However, if we look at the origin of the word in different languages, we get a sense of the richness of the meaning, which combines entitlement, return, and reward. These contrasting ideas about compensation. Multiple views: societal, stockholders, managerial, employee, and even global, and multiple meanings, returns, rewards, entitlement, add richness to the topic.
The pay model. Forms of pay categorized as total compensation and relational returns. Total compensation are cash compensation and benefit. Relational returns is learning opportunities, status, challenging work, recognition, and employment security. Cash compensations are first, base wage, second, merit pay or cost of living adjustment, third, short-term incentives, fourth, long-term incentives. First is base wage is the cash compensation that an employers pay for the work performed. Reflect the value of the work or skills and general ignores differences attributed to individual employees. In merit pay or cost of living adjustment is periodic adjustment to base wages may be made on the basis of changes in what others employees are paying for the same work, changes in overall cost of living. Third, short-term incentives is tie pay increases directly to performance. Incentives is do not increase the base wage. The potential size of the incentive payment will generally be known or beforehand. Fourth, last, long-term incentives are intended to focus employee efforts on multi-year results. Next is benefit. Benefit or income protection, work or life balance. Third is allowances. First is income protection is employee must pay into a fund that provide income replacement for workers. Next, work or life balance. Program help employees better integrate their work and life responsibilities include time away from work or vacation, jolly and duty. Health and wellness, financial reward, and security, individual and family well-being. Next, last, allowances. Often grow out of whatever it is short supply. Allowances are frequently part of the pay package. Next, present value of a stream of earnings is an initial offer to consideration of future bonuses, merit increases, and promotion. Sometimes, a company will tell applicant that its relatively low starting offer will be overcome by longer future pay increases. Next, relational returns from work. Why do Google millionaires continue show up from work every morning? So many questions. There is no doubt that non-financial returns from work have a substantial effect on employees' behavior.
Hi, I'm Cerbito. I will discuss about the pay model. What is the pay model of compensation? Pay model of compensation and benefits helps managers to structurally design and understand the compensation system for their employees. The model consists of three main components. So we have objective remuneration model, the policy that is the foundation for the structure, and the techniques that link the policy to the objectives. This is the pay model of compensation objectives. So we have fairness, efficiency, and conformity. Fairness. Fairness refers to designing, introducing a reward system that rewards performance and meets the needs of the employees. Fairness is the foundation for healthy work relationship, which means it's important the employees are treated fairly and get a salary that matches that work they do. Efficiency. Effective remuneration system contribute to efficiency in the form of improved performance, better quality, satisfied customers, or lower cost. Conformity. Compensation models have to conform to requirements of various central and national salary legislation and regulations. Conforming with regulation is an integral part of any organization that wants to act in accordance with the law. When laws change, the compensation system has to be changed as well. The compensation system policies. According to the pay model of compensation, the compensation system has to relate to internal consistency, competitive performance, and the contribution of employees. These are the four pillars of which the policies of a compensation structures is based. First, alignment, external competitiveness, contributions, and management. Alignment. Internal alignment refers to aligning the salaries for similar types of jobs, as well as the rewarding of different kinds of work. Positions are assessed on their relative contribution to the organization's objectives. If the compensation structure is seen as fair by the employees, it helps motivate employees to improve themselves and accept training. External competitiveness. Competitiveness is about the remuneration plan being competitive enough compared to what competitors are offering. The plan has to offer sufficient benefits for the potential employee to get them interested and keep them. The salaries can't be too high either, as they would negatively impact competitiveness of the products and services. Contributions. Employee contribution is about how important the performance of the employees is regarding their remuneration model. Strong employee contribution means that incentives and rewards are based on what the employees add. Management. The final component of the four policy methods of the pay model compensation is administration, managing the compensation structure. Efficiency the goal here as well. The system has to work well enough to achieve the objectives, and it also needs to be adaptable to react to new requirements. New requirements can be a result of new regulations or new salary objectives for the organizations. Last, the pay model of compensation techniques. The third component of the pay model of compensation are the techniques. These techniques connect policy to objectives. In order to comply with the internal alignment, as the model shows, the techniques are skills and work analysis. In order to meet the competition policy, surveys can be held and market definition can be created. The employee contribution is assessed based on performance guidelines. When managing these remuneration plans, communication and change are important factors.